truly incredible to work with elected officials across the nation who are providing true leadership. My pledge to the state of California and to every other state and territory is that when we can, once we are past our peak, Illinois will pay it forward.
Illinois has ordered more than 3,600 ventilators and will get more of them later this month.
And hundreds of travel nurses are helping treat patients in Illinois this month. They usually work at a hospital for a few months before they move to another town where they're needed. And this help comes as Governor Pritzker has called on retired and out-of-state healthcare workers to help fight the pandemic. He says that the state has gotten more than 2,300 applications.
Now, smaller hospitals in lesser-served areas say they are in desperate need of supplies right now. Loretto Hospital in the Austin neighborhood is treating 10 patients right now with the coronavirus. But people there say it's dangerously short of supplies for doctors and nurses. The hospital says it's critical to protect those who work there.
We need more PPE equipment. We need more testing equipment. We need to be able to give relief to these heroes that come to work every day.
Now, local lawmakers are calling on Governor Pritzker to take action and get supplies to hospitals in need.
And a device used on flu patients at Northwestern Medicine has now saved the life of a coronavirus patient. An ECMO machine works like an external heart or lung. It removes the blood from the body, then pumps oxygen into the blood, and that allows the damaged organs to get some much-needed rest. While ECMO isn't the first option to replace a ventilator, doctors say it is an option that can buy them some much-needed time. That machine was sent to McHenry Hospital as a last-ditch effort to help a patient there. And now to the latest in Washington, D.C. From supplies to the economy, President Trump is defending his response to the coronavirus. NBC's Tracy Potts has that story.
President Trump reacting to a New York Times report that he downplayed the coronavirus pandemic as a close advisor warned it could kill millions of Americans.
You have to understand, I'm a cheerleader for this country. I don't want to create havoc and shock and everything else. I'm not going to go out and start screaming, this could happen, this could happen.
The president blames the World Health Organization.
They called it wrong. They called it wrong. They missed the call. They could have called it months earlier. They would have known. And they should have known.
And he's defending small business loans that got off to a rocky start with $90 billion in requests stuck in red tape.
We need the PPP to enable us to resume operations, rehire our staffs, pay our bills. It's extremely urgent.
The Treasury Secretary,
the money, you'll get it the same day.
Now says
we want to assure the workers that if you don't get the loan this week, there'll be plenty of money for you next week.
In New York City, 20% of the police force is out sick, even as New York State sees its deadliest day, with one person dying every 2 minutes. The governor says there's hope.
3-day average is down, which is good news.
And a grim reality in Chicago and Louisiana.
Those numbers take your breath away.
A disproportionate 7 out of 10 coronavirus deaths are African American. President Trump meets today with mental health professionals to talk about how to help Americans deal with the stress and anxiety and loss brought on by this virus. Tracy Potts, NBC News.
Our thanks to Tracy. It could be days before we know the results of yesterday's controversial primary election in Wisconsin. People lined up long lines, many wearing masks, waiting hours to cast their ballots in person. Now, this election went forward despite calls for delay from state Democrats. And the outbreak forced cities to operate far fewer voting precincts. Milwaukee, the whole city, they had 5 places to vote. Usually there's 180. That meant hundreds of people had to wait. Thousands of others just stayed home and did not vote.
I'd rather wait in this line hand in hand, come together as an American to come and exercise this great God-given freedom right to vote.
The election should have been postponed, no doubt. There's no question.
Now, a court ruling is delaying the release of the election results until next Monday to ensure that all the absentee ballots can be counted. For all the latest developments on the coronavirus pandemic, download our NBC Chicago app and turn on push notifications. You will get all the updates as they happen.
And we are all doing our part to stop the spread of the coronavirus, but you may have some questions about how to best protect yourself, how to protect your family. We're going to be talking to a medical professional in the coming days on this show. So send us your questions that you would like answers to. Submit them on Facebook, either my page or Alex's. We're going to use them when we talk to the expert on air. We're gathering them together right now in order to be able to address it with the expert soon.
All right, let's get some other news away from the virus this morning. We have new details on a deadly shooting on Chicago's South Side. A man was killed and a 5-year-old girl was injured here last night. Police say a group of people were sitting on the front porch of a home when someone in a black sedan fired shots. This happened near 86th and Damon. That's in the Gresham neighborhood. A 27-year-old man died at the hospital. A 5-year-old girl was shot in the foot. She was taken to the hospital in good condition. 2 other men who were in their 20s who were injured. They're in good condition. We're told no one is in custody now.
And this is just an outrageous tragedy on the CTA Red Line. Police say that a man was pushed in front of an oncoming train and killed. This happened around 5 o'clock yesterday evening at the Jackson stop in the Loop. Police say 3 people approached the 40-year-old man. One of them pushed him onto the tracks. He was pronounced dead at the scene. The trains were rerouted for about 3 hours. Service has since resumed. No arrests have been made.
All right, coming up here for us, a local man's story of survival, how his family played an important role in his recovery from the coronavirus.
Then people venture outside on the warmest day of the year, but not everyone was following the rules.
And a night of wicked weather, heavy rain pounding the area as well as hail. And we could see another round of severe weather. Stay with us.
Now, can you ask me this? Why would somebody push somebody on the tracks for what? See, that's what I'm talking about. Even crime. I mean, crime was a bad thing, period. But even crime for 2020 is not the same crime for 1960 and 1970. I mean, even the 80s, even the 90s, that crime is totally different than the crime today. The crime today is just simply, I'm going to do crime just to hurt somebody. Back then, it was, I'm going to do crime. Either I'm going to steal to feed my family. I'm going to rob so I can help my own self. Some need. The crime now, people hurt you for no reason. Somebody will blow your head off because you don't have it. And they know you don't have it. And then they can go sleep like a baby, still conscious. Now, why would you push somebody on the tracks? For what did you get out of that? The pure enjoyment of hurting somebody. And see, and you wonder why we're in this state. Yes, I'm for yes, we need to be locked down good. I mean, it's still crime going on, so can you imagine? Enough is enough. I am for the lockdown. Truly, I must say this. Yes, sit your ass in the house. Because, I mean, we got killers still out there, but some killers are locked up good. And if you want my opinion, the people in prison is not the worst, it's the free ones. That's the problem. Yeah, excuse me, you all. It's so heated at seeing unnecessary stuff. I mean, it's horrible.
From coronavirus. When we first introduced you to this man, his name is John Alfonso, he was sick and he was getting sicker. This morning, he is home from the hospital. So a day and a half after this interview was shot, Alfonso was admitted to Mount Sinai with severe symptoms. He spent 7 days in intensive care. On Sunday, he finally got to go home. During his recovery, Alfonso sent photos to his wife and 3 kids, all under the age of 10, to let them know he was getting better.
They wrote notes, sent them to me every day. My daughter, who was 3, she's like, Papa, I miss you while you were at the ER. You know, like, I don't think they really understood the magnitude.
Oh my gosh, we are so happy he is better. 7 other people in his home were also infected with coronavirus to some degree, but only his wife was able to get tested. Yay.
I'm so glad.
Happy for that family,
Yes.
right?
Well, a Chicago car dealership doing its part to help healthcare workers during these uncertain times. Yesterday, Fox 4 delivered food to the emergency department at Northwestern and Lurie Children's Hospitals downtown. They gave out 150 individually wrapped meals. They wanted to say thank you to the doctors, nurses, and other staff who are working hard to combat the virus.
And the organizers of the Chicago Auto Show are giving our virtual food drive a big boost. The Chicago Automobile Trade Association is donating $15,000 to the Illinois Broadcasters Uniting Against Hunger campaign. The CATA says this gift is just a natural extension of the good work the auto dealers do in their communities year-round. Thank you for that very generous donation. And thanks to all the CATA and all of our generous donors, all of you, the total now stands at more than $1,190,000. Won't you help us get to our $1,250,000 goal? Donate now at feedingillinois.org/unite or just text FEEDIL, Feed Illinois IL, to 91999.
Great progress already.
Yes, exciting.
All right, well, there was a warm-up this week. We saw yesterday putting the stay-at-home order and people's willpower to the test. I mean, it was a picture-perfect day in Chicago yesterday, and people came out in force to enjoy the sunshine and the warmth. Basketball hoops, I like this picture. They had to be physically blocked to stop people from playing. Just, you know, you never want to see that. But police were called here to break up a soccer game. They warned now is not the time to ignore social distancing.
We need everybody to stay at home. It is okay to go out, get some fresh air, maybe walk your dog, and then immediately go back at home and stay in the house.
And we've learned police were called more than 100 times yesterday to break up groups. They got more than 1,600 of those calls in March.
We don't want to take steps backwards, folks.
Right.
All right, a calmer morning right now after some very serious weather rumbled through our area overnight. Take a look at this. People in Evanston waking up to find their cars damaged by hail. Those cars were dented. Some windows were just shattered by these hailstorms. So that wasn't the only spot that saw these serious storms and hail. Across northeastern Illinois, people reported seeing hail up to an inch or bigger in diameter. Look at that. Powerful thunderstorms also brought winds up to 50 miles an hour. Look at the size of that hail. The storms headed east, moved into northwest Indiana. Thanks for the visuals, folks.
Yeah.
That's pretty incredible. So we got these great temperatures, Andy, right? But then we had to deal with that major mess for some.
Well, you know, that was associated with a cold front that swept through during the evening hours, and that set off those showers and thunderstorms. And today we're going to have a repeat performance. I was checking some of the reservations, some of the observations, and I saw a hail report in Evanston of 2.75 inches. That's a baseball-sized hailstone. We're going to repeat that today, but remember the picture with the hand and the quarter and the hailstone? That's more likely what we have a chance to see once again later this afternoon, this evening. There's another cold front will be crossing the area. In the short term, though, as we look along the skyline, skies across Chicagoland are mostly clear, but we'll be tracking some haze and fog. That'll burn off for sunshine, and then we'll see the threat for showers and storms returning, and then the rain will move east as we head through the early nighttime hours. Plenty of low-level moisture now, widespread haze. There will be some pockets of fog, and it may become dense in spots, but we will see that lift through the morning hours as temperatures rise. Now, even though today the Storm Prediction Center just has us in that green color across Chicagoland, that means the general risk for storms one step higher in our far southern counties in the marginal risk. Then as we go into central Illinois, that's where we start getting into the slight and enhanced risk. But even so, there's still a potential for up to 1-inch diameter hail, wind gusts to 60 miles an hour. That would be late this afternoon and this evening, primarily from I-80 and point southward. Well, this morning we're going to see some haze and fog. That will be lifting as we head through the morning hours and get some heating and temperatures rise. The wind starts to pick up. But then here comes that next front into the afternoon hours. And you see that band of showers and storms that'll be moving from northwest to southeast across the area. As we head into the evening hours, you can see pockets of heavier rainfall, probably to be some gusty winds and some hail in here. These will continue to push through northwest Indiana through the evening hours. And notice by 10 or 11 o'clock, though, they're coming to an end, and the winds are back to the northwest and starting to increase, and that's when temperatures will really start to fall. For now, though, we're starting to drop into the 40s along the lakefront, but still milder inland. I think we will drop a few degrees the next couple of hours, but then quickly rise once again. Well, today will not be as warm as yesterday. It will still be a very mild day. I think we'll be in the upper 60s north, probably low to mid-70s from O'Hare southward and northwest Indiana. But again, the wind will keep us cooler along the lakefront. Then the cold front goes through and the rain starts, and that's when temperatures start falling. By 10 o'clock, we're still in the low 50s, but look at tomorrow. We're returning to the 30s by dawn, and high temperatures tomorrow in the low to mid-40s with a powerful wind gusting to 40 and 45 miles an hour, and then we'll return into the 30s. So get ready for a big difference. So today, haze and fog early. That will lift as we head through the morning hours for a mixture of sun and clouds. Again, generally in the upper 60s, low and mid-70s in our warmer spots. More showers and storms late this afternoon to this evening. A couple is possibly strong and severe with hail and damaging winds. Windy and colder tonight as skies clear. We'll be dropping into the 30s across the area. And as you look at the extended forecast, tomorrow is going to be a blustery day. Less wind, but still chilly on Friday. A wet weekend on the way for us. And I'm not even going to show you next week. I think I'll hold off till later for that.
Oh, is that a good thing or is that a bad thing?
Have to wait and see.
Like I said, I'll make you wait till later.
All right, Andy, thank you. No, we haven't seen too many of Andy's pets. I actually am a little surprised so far over this couple stretch. But your pets are definitely helping us brighten our days as well, and the days of our viewers. These can be tough times, so we really want to give you a big thank you. I like the glasses. Yeah, that was sent to me yesterday. For all these adorable photos. Thank you.
God, I love you folks. So we've been airing all the pet photos that you have been sending to my Facebook page, also on IC at NBCChicago.com. Thank you from the bottom of our hearts for sharing all of this happiness that is happening inside of your homes. Oh my goodness, are they cute?
Oh, they're there. Nice companion.
Oh my gosh.
That's great.
That's what we all want to do. We want to cuddle up with somebody.
Yeah.
Look at the toilet paper around there.
Oh, I did notice that.
Thank you. You've gotten very creative.
Yes, and we have more coming this morning as well.
All right. Yeah, oh, you know what? And I want to just mention that because they asked me, when are we airing these? All morning with 3 hours worth of your pets. So thank you.
As much as we can.
Yep. All right.
All right, right. What's coming up here at 4:30?
A lot coming up. Aurora City leaders are reflecting on their personal battles with coronavirus, the message they're trying to send residents. Plus, a frustrated Chicago doctor fighting the virus. His warning to those who are not taking this seriously. And senior year of high school is filled with so many memories. But there are moments these students will not experience. It is graduation day, how a local principal is creating special memories for his students. Those stories and so much more headed your way at 4:30. We will be right back.
Listen up. In 2016, a New Mexico House seat was decided by only 2 votes out of almost 14,000.
In 2010, a state house race in Vermont was determined by 1 vote.
In 2002, a Connecticut House seat was determined by just 1 vote out of more than 6,000.
In 1994, a Wyoming state House seat vote ended in a tie. The winner, chosen at random, went on to become Speaker of the State House.
Your voice matters. Use it.
Hello, I'm Mike Lindell, inventor of MyPillow. Just like you, I had problems sleeping. I tried every pillow out there and nothing worked. 15 years ago, I invented MyPillow. It took me 2 years to develop because I wanted to have everything you would ever want in a pillow. I made sure that you could adjust my patented fill so you could have the exact support you need as an individual regardless of your sleep position. I also wanted a pillow that would last, so I made MyPillow machine washable and dryable. I back MyPillow with a 10-year warranty and a 60-day money-back guarantee. Not only that, I do all my own manufacturing in my home state of Minnesota.
I really like the fact that it was made in the USA. I think that USA products are a better quality product. I've tried a lot of other pillows and nothing's worked like my pillow.
I'm interrupting this commercial right now to give you deep discounts, not just on my pillows, but also my mattress topper, sheets, and so much more. For example, you can get body pillows, regular $89.99, now only $29.99. Or my pillow dog beds for as low as $19.99 with your promo code.
I used to think that sheets were just sheets. I got the Giza Dream sheets. They are the most comfortable sheets I've ever had.
The Go Anywhere pillow is so easy to just roll up and take anywhere I want to go. Go Anywhere pillow is really comfortable, so that's what I really like. It's nice and supportive and it's nice and small.
The My Pillow topper, for the first time, has enabled me to have a cool night's sleep. I'm able to go to bed and just get rest.
That's 3 inches of wonderful that's in the My Pillow mattress topper. It's just like a firm cloud.
My Pillow helps me get a good night's sleep so I can do my job in the morning.
Go to MyPillow.com to get deep discounts, not just on my pillows, but so much more. For example, you get body pillows, regular $89.99, now only $29.99. Or My Pillow dog beds for as low as $19.99 with your promo code.
For the best night's sleep in the whole wide world, visit MyPillow.com.
Good Wednesday morning. This is a fluid story, but the Bulls may be close to finding the man who will succeed current Executive Vice President of Basketball Operations John Paxson as the franchise's primary decision maker. Yahoo Sports is reporting that Denver Nuggets General Manager Arturas Karnisovas is the current favorite to land that job. As for the aforementioned Paxson, he took over as general manager for the Bulls back in 2003, and he served in his current role, since 2009. The Sun-Times is reporting per a source that with the impending front office changes, Paxson would be fine serving as an advisor to the owners or leaving the organization altogether if that is what is preferred. Switching gears now to hockey, NHL Commissioner Gary Bettman joined NBC Sports' Mike Tirico yesterday to discuss the possibility of completing the entire NHL season without suspending any games before the playoffs. That, of course, is their goal, though like everyone else, they too are waiting to see how things unfold with the pandemic.
We're viewing all of our options. We want to be ready to go as soon as we get a green light. And the green light may not be crystal clear because there may still be some places in the country where you can't play and other places where you can.
That is a look at your sports for this Wednesday morning. Have a good day, everybody, and stay safe.
You entrusted the care of a loved one to a nursing home, expecting they'll be properly cared for. Now you find out they've been abused or worse. You're angry and need to make things right.
Injuries, hospitalizations, and death are not what your loved one signed up for.
With the top 3 nursing home verdicts in Illinois, $500 million in total settlements, and the most lawyers devoted to nursing home cases, Levin and Perconti has the resources and experience needed to get you the best result. Call Levin and Perconti today.
If you're an American age 50 to 85 and you're counting on Social Security to help your family with your vital expenses, this news may surprise you. The Social Security death benefit is capped at just $255, and not everyone is entitled to claim it. Today, the average funeral cost is over $8,700. That's quite a big gap. How will you fill it?
Colonial Penn can help. Hi, I'm Jonathan, a manager here at Colonial Penn Life Insurance Company, and with coverage options starting at just $9.95 a month, you can get a whole life insurance plan to help close that gap with a benefit check paid directly to your beneficiary. It's cash they can use right away, and generally, it's free from federal income tax. If you're between age 50 and 85, coverage options start at just $9.95 a month, and the rate is locked in, so it can never go up. There are no medical questions. You cannot be turned down for any health reason. And it comes with 2 lifetime guarantees. 1, your coverage can never be canceled, and 2, your rate can never go up. This is our #1 most popular whole life insurance plan. Take the first step now. Call for free information, and you'll also get this beneficiary planner free, just for calling. Use it to record important information and helpful direction for your loved ones. So don't wait. Call now.
And When you call right now, you'll also get this free prescription savings card that can help you save up to 80% on prescription drugs at over 35,000 pharmacies locally and nationwide. Call 1-800-790-8454 for free information and 2 free gifts. There's no risk or obligation. That number again is 1-800-790-8454. The call and the gifts are free. That's 1-800-790-8454. Call now.
Right now at 4:30, Black patients are dying from the coronavirus more than any other group. How local leaders are trying to reverse this incredibly disturbing trend.
You're playing Russian roulette with this virus. Don't be falsely confident that you're young and healthy.
This is the warning from a Chicago doctor treating coronavirus patients. He's sharing his experience on the front lines.
And high school seniors will not get a chance to graduate, but a suburban principal is giving them something to remember. The news at 4:30 starts right now. Well, they'll graduate, but they won't have that same experience.
Trying to find the good in so much bad. Good morning. Thank you for joining us here at 4:30 today. I'm Alex Marigo.
And I'm Zoraida Samblin. Really nice to have you with us.
We're going to check in first here with Storm Team meteorologist Andy Avalos for a look at our weather this morning. Hey, Andy.
Well, good morning, Alex. As we start the day, nice and quiet on the waterfront. Skies are generally clear across the area, although there's some pockets of low-grade clouds and fog developing. As we begin the morning, yep, if you're heading out the door, well, it is cooler this morning. It certainly is still quite comfortable. So damp and cooler start means a light jacket, comfortable clothes for the rest of the day. Sunglasses to start, but tote the umbrella if you are going to go out for later today, because we'll be tracking some more rain and a few storms. Temperatures are dropping into the upper 40s along the lakefront, but still low at mid-50s inland. We'll see these readings fall a few degrees and then a nice recovery. We are tracking widespread haze and some pockets of fog. We'll watch as closely should they become dense. Whatever haze and fog we have will gradually lift through the morning for sunshine. A mixture of sun and clouds this afternoon as it continues to warm. Not quite as warm as yesterday, but most areas up to the north will be in the upper 60s, low and mid-70s from O'Hare and Midway and Point South and over in northwest Indiana, although cooler at the lakefront. But once again, a cold front will go through late in the day. That will spawn another band of scattered showers and storms from northwest to southeast, and a few of these storms could become strong to severe. Again, damaging wind and hail will be a good possibility, especially in our southern counties in northwest Indiana. We'll keep a close eye on that evolving situation. For now, we'll talk traffic and say good morning to Kai.
Good morning, Andy. We have made it to Wednesday, and the CTA has just announced it's going to take this opportunity with lower ridership to work in the Red Line subway tonight. So take a look here. You're going to be onto the Brown Line elevated tracks and elevated and rerouted while they work on the Red Line, Cermak, that's down in Chinatown, all the way up to Fullerton in Lincoln Park. And again, that starts tonight at 11 o'clock, and it will continue till tomorrow morning at 4 in the morning. So just something of note, a lot of road work crews and track work crews have been out, and they will continue to be. Inbound on the Kennedy, the reversibles are not available due to IDOT moving equipment, and authorities on the tollway are out working northbound Tri-State at the Grand Avenue curve. That's a brief look at the roads and rails. Alex.
Kai, thank you. In Washington this morning, President Trump is defending his response to the coronavirus crisis. He's reacting to a New York Times report that he downplayed the pandemic. This was as a close advisor warned it could kill millions of Americans. The president blames the World Health Organization.
Called it wrong. They called it wrong. They missed the call. They could have called it months earlier. They would have known. And they should have known.
And President Trump also defending small business loans that have gotten off to a rocky start, with $90 billion in requests right now stuck in government red tape. Now, he says if businesses don't get the money this week, there will still be plenty of money next week.
And in Illinois, we saw another big jump in the number of deaths. The state reported 73 new deaths yesterday, a record for the most in a single day in our state. Illinois has also more than 1,200 new cases, and that brings the state's total to more than 13,000. That is all in the state of Illinois. Let's move to Indiana now, where they announced the deaths of 34 more people. There are also 568 new cases there. Indiana's total number of cases now surpasses 5,000. All right, so local leaders are taking action to address a huge disparity in the number of African Americans who are dying from coronavirus. That is compared to the rest of the population. NBC5's Susan Carlson is joining us live at City Hall. She has the numbers for us. Susan.
Well, Zoraida, it is a shocking statistic, and it is not falling on deaf ears. So far in Chicago, 72% of the people who have died from coronavirus were African American.
Numbers speak for themselves. The fact that black people are dying at 7 times the rate of any other demographic is stunning. It is a red alarm, an alert that we've got to respond to, and we are in our city.
Mayor Lightfoot is at the forefront of this fight. She held a conference call with black pastors yesterday discussing the problem and urged them to remind their congregations about the need for social distancing. State Rep Sonia Harper and Congresswoman Robin Kelly were among lawmakers who took part in an online town hall meeting yesterday to address this disparity. Some of the reasons being cited include low incomes, lack of access to quality health care, and more African American workers who are still on the front line in essential jobs. The mayor has also signed an executive order to ensure all Chicagoans have the same access to resources and grants related to coronavirus.
Well, it's not what they wouldn't be able to receive, because we are a welcoming city and we've taken great pains to make sure that we're educating our immigrant and refugee communities that these funds that we've set up are available to them.
The Cook County Black Chamber of Commerce is holding a special news conference today at noon, and they're going to have a big announcement. They are setting up a disaster relief fund specifically for African Americans who have tested positive for COVID-19. At City Hall, Susan Carlson, NBC5 News.
All right, Susan, thank you very much. And we do know that the coronavirus does not discriminate, and that applies to legal status as well. And that is the message from Mayor Lightfoot. She just signed an executive order. It ensures Chicago immigrants and refugees have access to all coronavirus-related benefits.
This means all benefits, opportunities, and services provided or administered by our city will be available to each of our residents.
So this order also means that City Hall will not consider legal status when granting small business loans or housing assistance.
We have an update now on the lawsuit that's been filed over coronavirus concerns at the Cook County Jail. The federal judge that's overseeing this case has not made a ruling yet. He delayed decisions yesterday and asked for more briefs. A group of lawyers sued the jail. They're demanding the release of possibly hundreds of detainees because of coronavirus risk. One detainee has died. That happened over the weekend. More than 200 have tested positive. Now, you've been looking at protesters that gathered outside the jail. This was yesterday. You see their signs and all the cars as well that circled the jail. Governor Pritzker signed an executive order allowing furloughs for medically vulnerable prisoners. Now, despite concerns about the safety of incarceration, R. Kelly's request to be released from jail has been denied. A New York judge says Kelly is in jail because he might flee or obstruct justice. She says he did not show how those risks have changed. Kelly faces multiple charges related to sexual misconduct in Chicago, New York, and Minnesota. Right now, he's being held in Chicago at the Metropolitan Correctional Center. 3 staff have tested positive for coronavirus there, but so far, no inmates.
And a Chicago doctor is giving us a look at what it is like on the front lines of the battle against coronavirus. The anesthesiologist tells us what he and his colleagues are facing as the cases just continue to multiply. Here's NBC5's Patrick Fazio.
You're playing Russia roulette with this virus. Don't be falsely confident that you're young and healthy.
Dr. Corey DeBergrain